Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we'll be talking about a Corgeut pilot/field watch. But the most important thing about this watch is that it's not bland, right? So we do get a black dial, but it's sitting under a slab of sapphire crystal. We get a small second sub-dial. We get the ST3600 movement, all stainless steel, a nice thick leather strap, and this whole watch, before tax, is going to set you back $65. So a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about. So let's dive in. The affiliate link is in the description below the video. There you're also going to find some discount codes and the link to my collection. Looking straight down at the watch, you are immediately met with a classic mid-20th century pilot watch layout. It's purposeful, symmetrical, and very much function first. The case is fully brushed throughout, paired with a flat slab of sapphire crystal that sits almost flush with the fixed bezel, covering a matte black dial with sterile white printed indices. Nothing here feels decorative for the sake of it. It's clean, legible, and historically grounded. In terms of dimensions, the case measures 42mm in diameter, just 11.1mm thick, with a lug-to-lug length of 51mm and a 20mm lug width. On paper, that lug-to-lug sounds substantial, but in practice, it wears far smaller. The lugs fall away sharply from the case and hook downward aggressively, allowing the watch to hug the wrist closely. On my 6.5-inch wrist, there is no overhang at all. It feels planted, stable, and well balanced. Looking at the case profile, the flanks are tall, flat, and horizontally brushed, reinforcing that utilitarian tool watch character. There's also a subtle layering effect that adds depth. Beneath the flank, you can see the polished lip of the screw-down exhibition caseback, while above it, the fixed bezel is largely radially brushed, with just a thin vertical polished edge. That polished silver catches the light nicely, adding a touch of visual interest without compromising the watch's rugged identity. On the right-hand side sits a tall, diamond-shaped push-pull crown, measuring 7.4mm at its widest point. It's unsigned, but the intricate knurling and polished tip feel absolutely right for a pilot watch. Easy to grip, visually appropriate, and proportioned well against the case. Overall, it's a thoughtfully executed design that balances authenticity, wearability, and subtle refinement extremely well. Let's talk about the movement, because this is really what separates this from a run-of-the-mill pilot watch. Inside is the Seagull ST3600, a fully mechanical hand-wound movement derived from the old 6497 architecture. It's usually left undecorated, very utilitarian, and you won't even find the jewel count printed anywhere on the plates. Under the hood though, you are looking at 17 joules, a beat rate of 21,600 vibrations per hour, and a power reserve of roughly 46 hours when fully wound. What really puts this into perspective is value. On its own, the ST3600 movement typically retails in the $55 to $60 range. Yet the entire watch comes in at about $60 before tax. From a pure hardware standpoint, this is borderline absurd value. In use, the crown action is exactly what you want from a manual winding piece. At position 0, winding is buttery smooth, but you can't really overwind it in normal use. The watch clearly tells you where to stop. The crown firms up noticeably and further winding feels forced. Let's talk about the strap setup here, because it really complements the vintage-inspired tool watch aesthetic. What we've got is a caramel brown calf leather strap with clean white edged stitching, giving it that slightly rugged, field-ready appearance while still feeling refined. The strap tapers down from 22mm at the lugs down to a narrow width near the clasp. Flip it over and you'll see the black dyed underlayer, stamped genuine leather. The feel here is thick, structured, and reassuring, a proper two-piece strap with enough body to balance the 42mm case. At the end of the strap, you'll find a brushed tank buckle. Unfortunately, it's unsigned. While you're looking at the underside, you'll also notice the large screw-down exhibition caseback. It spans nearly the full underside of the case, giving you a wide view of the Seagull ST3600 hand-wound movement, protected under a flat mineral crystal. And now let's take a closer look at the dial configuration, because while this may be a budget piece, what we have here is a thoughtfully executed pilot style layout with some subtle surprises. First up, the crystal. It's a flat slab of sapphire crystal sitting ever so slightly above the fixed bezel. Now, although the listing doesn't explicitly mention any anti-reflective coating, when viewed from sharp angles, you'll notice a faint green sheen, suggesting there might be a light anti-reflective layer applied. Whether it's there or not, the clarity and legibility are outstanding, thanks to the stark contrast between the dial elements and their backdrop. Beneath that sapphire, your eyes are drawn down by a brushed rehaut, which adds depth and texture to the dial edge. On the outer periphery, there's a white minute chaptering, cleanly printed, enclosing the clean Arabic numerals from 1 through to 11. At 12, you get the classic pilot orientation triangle with twin dots, a nod to World War II era designs. Interestingly, at 9 o'clock, you'll find a small second subdial, rendered with a subtle sunburst finish that brings a touch of complexity to an otherwise matte and simple dial. It's a minor detail, but one that adds visual tension and keeps the composition from feeling too stark. Speaking of stark, the dial is sterile. No logo, no branding, and that works. The open space doesn't feel empty. Instead, it reinforces the toolwatch DNA of the piece. It's balanced, it's clean, and it allows the key time-telling elements to shine. The sword-style hands, finished in chrome and filled with white lume, match the aesthetic perfectly. And when the lights go out, the Corgeut lume here genuinely impresses. The hands, indices, and even the small seconds hand light up in a vibrant, long-lasting green glow, evenly applied and far better than what you might expect at this price or in a Corgeut. So tell me, what did you think about this Corgeut? Is it just right, or is it slightly off? In terms of sizing, I think it's just good. If we talk luminosity, with Corgeut it's usually a hit and miss, but this one, it's definitely a hit. So I think Corgeut has done really well here. Very good positioning, very budget, and we get all the premium specs. Sapphire crystal, stainless steel, nice dial, small seconds layout, and that leather strap. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hopefully you found it interesting and insightful. The affiliate link will be in the description below the video. There you're going to find some discount codes as well as the link to my collection. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.